Hi, I'm Ben. I'm your Welfare Executive at Student Union, and today I'm here with Janine, our Advice Manager. I did a series of student survival tips, and today we're going to talk about moving into housing.
In this video, we're going to talk you through some hints and tips about moving into a new property. We've got a moving in checklist and we'll talk you through it. It might seem like a hassle to go through it, but in the long run, it will pay off, especially when it gets to the end of the tenancy, when you are looking to move out and getting your deposit back.
We'll talk you through each point of the checklist and tell you why it's important. Make sure you have all the keys to the property. Some landlords may charge you for them to call them out if you get locked out by accident.
It's really important that you complete the inventory as soon as possible for when you're moving in. It's really important to look at all the damage and the condition of everything in the house. It's important to note any stains, any breakages, anything at all where the condition is not kind of clean or as good as new.
It's really important to take photos of a property. This makes sure that any damage that is currently there, it does not get attributed to you and get taken off your deposit.
It is really important that you have all the correct contact details that you need. If you need to speak to your landlord, say if you've been locked out of the property, or maybe there's been some damage to the property, maybe a broken window or there's been a fire, it's really important that you tell them as soon as possible and that is the right person that you're telling, and you can call the maintenance team if you need it.
To avoid any disputes in terms of energy usage, make sure you take photos of the energy meter. This stops any sort of arguments over what the meter currently was when you moved in.
It is really important that you get in touch with your energy suppliers as soon as you move in to make sure that they know who's living in the property at that time and make sure that you are not paying the bills of the previous tenants that lived there. If you do have a tenancy where your bills are included, it's important to check what the usage allowance is for your property and to find out what kind of notification you might get when you're nearing the maximum amount.
Make sure you have a TV licence for a property if you need one and it isn't included in the contract. Not having one, if you need one, can land you with a big fine which you'd have to pay out. Also, make sure you have contents insurance for all your property. This protects it from any sort of theft or damage. Some insurance companies also provide specialist insurance for students.
If you are renting a property where you're all students, you will all be exempt from paying council tax. The council might ask you for evidence of this. The university can provide that for you. If you contact the university's central services, they will be able to provide a copy of a letter confirming your student status.
Your landlord must provide you with smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. There should be a button on them to test these. If you're unsure that one of these are working, contact your landlord who will come and check them for you and get them replaced if necessary.
It's important when you're living at a property that you know where the fuse box is and the water valve. If you have a power cut, it might be that it's tripped a fuse. So rather than calling your landlord and getting a nasty surprise for billing, for a call out, you can fix the problem yourself. Also, if you have a leak, the best thing to do is to turn the main water that runs to the house off completely. This will prevent the leak from getting all over your possessions and causing any further damage.
If you need any repairs done to the property, we recommend getting written confirmation from your landlord of this request. This prevents any sort of arguments later on over any damage that they believe you may have caused.
It's important to know when your bin day collection is. If you leave your bins out on the street for a long period of time, the council can fine you. You can find out where your bin collection days are if you look on the council website.
It's a legal requirement for landlords to provide you with the certificates and check everything is up to standard. If you don't have these certificates, please request them from your landlord.
It's really important that you do keep a copy of your tenancy agreement. This is all the rules and laws that you're bound by about living in that property. It can help resolve issues, it can make you know what your rights are as a tenant, and it also really helps us if you need any support from us so that we know what you have signed up to. It has a lot of key information in there, contact details and information about your deposit and where that's stored. It might seem a boring document, but it is really important that you do read through it and familiarise yourself with what the rules of the property are and what the landlord expects.
That completes the essential moving in checklist. We also recommend you look at a couple of other things like Wi-Fi and cleaning.
For example, Wi-Fi. Is that included with your tenancy or do you need to buy it yourself? Secondly is about cleaning. So as I've said about looking through your contract, it's important to know what areas of the property you're responsible to clean. So for example, you might be responsible to also take care of the garden and the outside as well. If you have any more questions or need any support with any of this that we've said, then please feel free to get in contact with the advice service at the Students' Union. You can email us at dsuadvice@dmu.ac.uk. You can come and chat to somebody at the DSU reception on the ground floor in Campus Centre, or we have a load of information for you on our website, which is just the DSU website under the support section.
We hope you have a good year wherever you're living, and remember we're here to help you if you need us.